Let's be real. There's nothing more humbling than feeling like a superhero at 60 miles per hour, than turning into a wobbly noodle at 6. If you feel unstable, shaky, or awkward at low speeds, you're not alone. And today I'm going to show you exactly why you feel wobbly at low speeds and how to fix it. I'm Matthew from Autozium. Let's clean up that slow speed chaos. 1. Your clutch control is sloppy. Let's start with the big one, your clutch hand. Because if your low speed riding feels jerky, twitchy, or like your bike has a mind of its own, chances are your clutch control is the root of the problem. At slow speeds, your motorcycle doesn't need or want full power. It wants finesse. It wants you in the friction zone, that magical middle ground between clutch fully in and fully out. This is where you gain total control over how much power is reaching your rear wheel. Not enough clutch, you stall. Too much, you lurch. Just right, you glide like a pro. But here's the thing most new riders get wrong. They treat the clutch like a light switch. It's either pulled all the way in or let out completely. No nuance, no feel. That's fine at 50 miles per hour. But at 5, it's a disaster. So what do? You practice living in the friction zone. Find a quiet parking lot, kick it into first gear, and just start riding at walking speed. Hold your clutch right where the bike starts to roll, but don't let it out fully. Feather it, modulate it. Feel how tiny adjustments control your speed without needing the throttle. Then layer in a bit of throttle, just a bit, and hold it steady. Now use your clutch to control your pace. That's the golden technique. Throttle steady, clutch variable. It gives you predictability and smoothness even when you're crawling through traffic or doing tight maneuvers. This isn't just for figure eights and training drills either. Smooth clutch control makes city riding more relaxed, helps you avoid stalls at stop signs, and gives you confidence when you're navigating gas stations, parking garages, or awkward group ride starts. The friction zone isn't just a beginner lesson, it's a lifelong tool. Riders who master this are the ones who look smooth, stay in control, and handle their bike like an extension of their body. You don't need to be perfect, but the more time you spend working the clutch at low speed, the more that shaky, unstable feeling disappears. 2. You're not using the rear brake. If the friction zone is your left hand's job, the rear brake is your right foot's best friend. See, at low speeds, the rear brake isn't just for slowing down, it's for balancing your ride. It acts like a counterweight, a stabilizer, a rhythm keeper. The front brake is powerful and sharp. It can easily upset the bike's balance if you grab it at the wrong time. But the rear brake, it's subtle. It slows you down gently. It adds tension to the system without yanking you around. Here's the trick. When you're riding at walking speed, say through a parking lot, a gas station, or a line of stopped cars, keep your throttle steady and feather the clutch in the friction zone. Now gently drag the rear brake. Don't stomp on it, just a light, constant pressure. What happens next is almost magic. The bike stops wobbling. The throttle feels smoother. The whole ride settles into this calm, composed, low-speed glide. That's rear brake modulation at work. This also helps with tighter turns. Doing a U-turn? Feathering the rear brake while keeping throttle steady lets you lean into the turn without feeling like the bike's going to fall. It holds everything together, and it builds confidence fast. A lot of new riders skip this step. They either avoid the rear brake entirely or overuse the front, causing the bike to dive or stutter at slow speeds. But once you unlock the power of gentle rear brake control, it becomes a game changer. Want a fun drill? Practice slow speed circles or figure eights while keeping your throttle constant and using just your clutch and rear brake to control your speed. It'll feel weird at first, but then it'll feel like magic. Remember, at low speed, the rear brake isn't just a brake, it's a tool. And the riders who learn to use it are the ones who stay upright, stay confident, and stay smiling. 3. You're looking down. Let's talk about your eyes. Because when it comes to low speed wobbles, one of the most common culprits is right between your ears, not because of what you're thinking, but because of where you're looking. Here's the truth. Your motorcycle goes where your eyes go. That's not a slogan, it's physics, it's biology. It's riding law. At higher speeds, this is less noticeable because gyroscopic stability helps mask your visual mistakes. But at low speeds, your head position, your focus, and your eye movement affect your balance more than you think. Most riders who struggle at slow speed have the same habit. They're looking down at the front wheel, at the cones, at the ground right in front of them. It's instinct. Your brain wants to watch what it fears. Don't fall, it says. So your eyes stare down like a hawk, and your body follows. And that's exactly the problem. When you look down, your arms tighten, your posture caves, your inputs get twitchy and overreactive. The bike feels every little lean and bump because you are amplifying it with your tension. You're riding like a human panic button. The fix? Simple, but not always easy. Lift your chin. Pick your target. Look where you want to go, not where you don't. Whether you're turning, stopping, weaving, or just riding a straight line, always scan ahead. Use your peripheral vision for the close stuff and your primary vision for your path. Try this during a slow speed U-turn. Instead of looking at the ground or the end of your handlebars, turn your head and look through the turn. Your eyes lead, your shoulders follow, and your bike, like magic, starts to track the line naturally. This technique alone can smooth out your low speed chaos dramatically. It's not just about seeing, it's about leading. You are the captain of the ship, and your eyes are the compass. So train your gaze like you train your clutch hand or brake foot. Lift your chin, scan confidently, trust the process. Because looking down might seem like you're playing it safe, but it's the fastest way to end up off balance, or worse, on the ground. 4. You're stiff on the bars. This one sneaks up on almost every new rider. You're going slow, maybe making a tight turn, and suddenly you feel the handlebars fighting back. Or worse, you feel like you're losing balance. So what do? You clamp down. You grip harder. You stiffen your arms like you're hanging onto a pull-up bar. And that's exactly when everything falls apart. At low speeds, stiffness is your enemy. Because here's the truth. Your motorcycle wants to stay upright. It's designed to do that, but only if you let it. If you're stiff on the bars, you're choking off its ability to self-correct. You're unintentionally introducing every shake and twitch from your upper body directly into the bike, and the bike responds with wobble. So what's the fix? Loosen up. Let's start with grip. Your hands should be firm enough to hold the bars, but relaxed enough that your fingers can flutter if needed. Think of it like holding a baby bird, not so loose it flies away, but not so tight you crush it. Next, your elbows. Keep them bent, not locked. Bent elbows act like shock absorbers. They let the bike move underneath you without transferring that motion to your whole body. That's especially important in slow turns, parking lots, or uneven pavement. But the real trick? Stability comes from your core and your legs, not your hands. Squeeze the tank with your knees. Keep your upper body upright but flexible. Engage your core slightly so you're not relying on your arms to hold you steady. When you ride this way, your hands are free to do what they're supposed to. Steer, not support your entire body weight. One more note, don't fight the bars in a turn. Let them move. In low speed situations, your bars will turn more than they do at higher speeds. That's normal. Let the bike lean and steer beneath you while you balance with your body. That's called counterbalancing, and it's way easier when your arms aren't tense. If you're unsure whether you're too stiff, do a quick self-check next time you're stopped. Can you wiggle your fingers? Can you flap your elbows like chicken wings? If not, you're too tense. The fix is simple. Breathe, loosen your grip, bend your arms, and trust the bike. You're not supposed to muscle your way through low-speed riding. You're supposed to guide it with finesse, not force. So let the bike move. Let your arms relax. And suddenly those sketchy parking lot turns won't feel so sketchy anymore. They'll feel smooth, like you finally stopped fighting your own bike and started riding it. 5. You're sitting too far back. Let's talk body position, specifically where your butt is on the seat. Now, on many bikes, especially cruisers or standards, there's a lot of real estate behind you. And it's tempting, especially for taller riders, to scoot back and stretch out. But at low speeds, sitting too far back throws everything off. Here's why. When you shift your weight toward the rear of the bike, you take load off the front wheel. That reduces front end feel and increases the chances of the bars feeling vague or the front tire losing grip, especially during tight turns or maneuvers. The front wheel is where your steering happens, and if you're not helping it do its job, you're basically steering blind. At slow speeds, your inputs need to be precise, not just reactive. And that means keeping your weight centered or even slightly forward helps the front tire bite, helps the handlebars feel more predictable, and gives you more control. You'll notice it immediately when you shift forward. The bike feels tighter, more planted, turns happen with less drama. Your feet feel more connected to the pegs, your balance stabilizes, and your clutch throttle dance becomes smoother. Here's what good position looks like. Slide up so you're close to the tank, not hugging it, but not lounging in the rear either. Elbows slightly bent, arms relaxed, wrists flat, not kinked upward like you're bench pressing. Head over your bars, not behind them. Knees hugging the tank, not flared out or dangling. You want to become part of the bike, not just a passenger on top of it. If you ride a sport bike, you're already encouraged to lean forward due to the design. But on cruisers and standards, it's easier to lean back and relax, so be mindful. Just a few inches forward can make a huge difference in how the bike handles at walking pace. And when you pair that with proper clutch and brake work, you go from feeling wobbly and unbalanced to dialed in and in command. So next time you're riding slow and feel twitchy or vague, don't just check your clutch or eyes. Scoot forward, center yourself. Let the bike know you're ready to ride it, not just sitting on it. Because position isn't about comfort at low speed, it's about control. You're not practicing enough. All right, this one stings, but it needs to be said. If you're still feeling wobbly after weeks or months of riding, it's probably not the bike. It's that you haven't practiced riding at low speeds the right way. See, street riding doesn't teach slow speed control. It just teaches survival. You're stopping, starting, reacting, but you're not drilling technique. You're not building muscle memory. And the sad truth is, unless you're deliberately working on your skills, your progress will hit a wall real quick. Low speed control is a skill set, just like cornering, just like braking, just like playing an instrument or learning to swim. You don't get better by watching others or hoping it just clicks. You get better by repeating it until it's second nature. And that means practice on purpose. Find a parking lot, clear 15 minutes out of your week. Do figure eights, do slow straight line balance, do emergency stops, do weaves between imaginary cones. Drop a foot, who cares? Stall it, that's fine. Fall over at 2 miles per hour, better here than in traffic. You must get reps in. No shortcut, no hack, just controlled, focused practice. Start with friction zone work. Practice throttle brake modulation. Then add in balance drills and turns. The more you expose your body and brain to low speed dynamics, the less scary and wobbly it feels. This doesn't just help in a parking lot either, it bleeds into your street riding. Tight U turn on a city street? No problem. Creeping in stop and go traffic? Smooth as butter. Pulling into a gas station on a slope? Easy peasy. It's repetition that builds confidence, not miles. And it's low speed drills that separate nervous riders from confident ones. So if you feel shaky at low speed, ask yourself honestly, when's the last time you practiced? Not rode, not commuted, practiced. Get out there, put in the time, and you'll be shocked how fast that wobble disappears. 7. You're letting fear take the handlebars. Here's a truth that hits a little close to home. Most low speed wobbles aren't mechanical, they're mental. You're not actually doing anything wrong with the bike. You're just letting fear sneak into your grip and shake everything up. Think about it. The moment you start worrying, what if I drop it? What if I mess up in front of people? What if I stall right here like an idiot? Your body tenses. Your clutch hand gets twitchy. Your eyes drop. Your shoulders hunch up like you're bracing for impact. And just like that, the bike starts wobbling, not because of your technique, but because you're no longer riding the bike. You're reacting to imaginary failure. This is one of the most common struggles beginner riders face. And it's also one of the most invisible. No one talks about it because we all like to look cool, confident, composed. But trust me, every rider has been that nervous, foot dabbing, shoulder glancing bundle of nerves at some point. So, how do you fix it? First, give yourself permission to suck. No, really. You're learning a complex physical skill. There will be awkward moments, there will be mistakes. But those mistakes are stepping stones, not proof you shouldn't be riding. Second, breathe. Literally, before you pull into that tight parking spot or attempt a slow U turn, exhale. Shake your hands out, wiggle your fingers, reset your body. A relaxed rider is a better rider. Third, stop riding for the people watching. No one cares if you wobble. And if they do, they're not riders, just spectators. The more you ride through that fear, acknowledge it, breathe past it, and push through anyway, the more confidence you'll build. It's like reps in the gym. Each time you override that anxious moment, complete the maneuver anyway, you're growing. So next time you're wobbling at 5 miles per hour, ask yourself, is this really about balance or is it about doubt? Push that fear out of the way. Take the handlebars back. You've got this. How to fix it. So let's bring it all together. No fluff, no fear, just fixes. Live in the friction zone. That half engaged clutch is your low speed control center. Use it, master it. Feather the rear brake. Dragging the rear brake adds stability and keeps you smooth. Learn to blend it with your throttle and clutch. Look up, not down. Where you look is where you go. Chin up, eyes ahead. Target your path, not your front fender. Loosen your arms. Relax your grip. Tension fights balance. Let your upper body flow while your legs hold you steady. Sit forward and balanced. Shift your weight forward. Feel the front end. Keep your steering crisp and responsive. Practice, practice, practice. Skill doesn't come from hoping, it comes from reps. Drills in a parking lot beat years of casual commuting. Ditch the fear. You're learning, not performing. Mistakes are proof you're trying. Own them. Ride through them. Master these 7 things, and slow speeds won't just feel easier, they'll feel natural. Low speed control isn't some elite rider skill, it's your foundation. And once you have it, the rest of your riding life gets smoother, safer, and way more fun. I'm Matthew from Autozium. Ride smart, ride confident, and I'll see you out there.